Hi everyone, my name is Lynetta. Welcome to Youth and Politics episode 2.
Welcome, and I have a few questions. What's your overall take on President Ruto's cabinet?
My overall take, not going into the details. Number one, I think his appointment was strategic because number one, we're able to see the appointment of loyalties. So people who helped him during the campaign period have been rewarded. For example, Honorable Professor Kithure Kindiki, Honorable Adandwale. And then number two, we are able to see appointment of key leaders of different regional areas. For example, Honorable Mudavadi. Yes.
Question 2. Who is the most noticeable figure appointed?
Most noticeable figure appointed?
Yes.
I think eyes are on Aisha Jumwa. Yes, but I wouldn't say that there is a specific minister who's like on top of the rest.
Question 3. What should be the immediate priority of the cabinet upon confirmation by the parliament?
Of course, to try and stabilize the economy and to pick up from the previous ministers and to try and improve and build up on what the previous minister had tried to implement.
And question 4. Of course, we know that not everything is perfect. So what do you think are the hits and misses of it?
I'll start with the hits. For example, number one, the people who are appointed in the cabinet are learned people. All of them have good academic qualifications. We can see professors, we can see doctors. Number two, there was appointment of more politicians than technocrats. So basically, when politicians are appointed, in my opinion, I feel like they can be able to relate more with the common mwananchi and articulate their views and try to bridge basically that gap between the government and the common mwananchi. And then another thing, President Ruto kept his promise. He had previously asked some people to step down, had asked some people to leave their political parties, and he had promised them jobs. And we have seen that he has been able to fulfill this promise by appointing them in the cabinet. And then another thing, I think there was a regional balance. We can be able to see members from northern Kenya, there's a coast region. So he tried to strike a balance between the regions. And then some of the misses, another hit is the 2/3 gender, where 7 women were nominated in the cabinet. Even though he did not meet the 50% that he had promised, I think this is a step moving forward. Some of the misses, number one, the manifesto of the president advocates for bottom-up economy. Bottom-up economy to me involves inclusivity. I was not able to witness inclusivity in his appointment. Inclusivity does not just mean striking a balance in the regional areas, but also number one, I have not been able to see young people being nominated in the cabinet. And another thing, we have not been able to see people with disabilities being appointed in the cabinet. And then another miss, in my view, is the issue of politicians. Although it's a plus, it can also be a negative because some of the politicians may try to use those platforms to campaign for the next election before it actually happens. And then another thing was chapter 6 of the constitution was not upheld, the issue of integrity. We have been able to see questionable figures being nominated in the cabinet. For example, Aisha Jumwa, who has 2 pending cases in court, and also we can be able to see Honorable Lithuri, Honorable the former Meru Senator, who also has pending cases in court. Yes.
And the last question was, what is your parting shot on all this?
My parting shot is the cabinet has both positives and negatives, and when they go to parliament and they are vetted, the people who would have passed the vetting to try and bring change and development. Thank you for watching. This production was done by MJW.